Hello, my name is Jacob, and I'm here at First Baptist Church, Eagle Point, and I'm just going to show you how we set up our live stream on Sunday mornings. So first up, I'm going to start up by just turning everything on. So I'm going to turn on our video switcher here at the power source. I'm going to turn on this TV. I've already powered on the computer and the Stream Deck to save us some time. I'm going to turn on this TV over here and these two speakers. There's a switch on the back, just like that, and our soundboard is a power button right there. Okay, cool. While that's booting up, I'm going to get stuff going on the computer here. The soundboard takes a few minutes to get going, so we'll wait. First step is getting the Stream Deck. So usually I go to our apps here, and I go to the Stream Deck right here, and I open that, and now you can see it switched here. That's good. Then we go to Companion over here. We want to open that, and then over here, it's up here. Yep. Sometimes it'll load right away. If it doesn't, you go to Launch GUI or Launch GUI. That's what I like to say, and it'll pull up this website, and you can click buttons, and that will match what this is right here. Sometimes you got to refresh this page, but it should eventually pop up here. If it doesn't, just take this USB port and unplug it and plug it back in, and that should fix your problem. Okay, next thing. Over here, we have our video switcher. Pretty much, this is ready to go. To get the lyrics on our live stream, we want to go over here to key 1, and we want to turn that on. Now it defaults to cam 4 for whatever reason, so I'm going to go down here to our ATEM software control. We're going to open that up, give it a second to load, and we're going to go to palettes, and we're going to scroll down to upstream key 1, which is what we just turned on. And we're going to change the fill source to ProPresenter. And as you can see, now the lyrics overlay on top of whatever we're recording, or whatever the camera's seeing. Alright, over here on our audio side, the way to do this is you want to go to Show on this touch screen here, Load, and then this wheel is also a push button, so you can push this down, and then usually looks like I'm going to go to FBC EP 3.3.24.ssh. So I'm going to click OK, I'm going to click Yes, and then it's going to load all of our faders, and you see it just swapped right there. So we use different shows for different events. So we have a Sunday morning show, we have an engaged show. So for this purpose, for this video, I'm going to use our FBC Eagle Point morning show. At the top here, we have what each fader is. At the top, this is for layer A, and at the bottom, this is for layer B. Over here, we have our faders, A, B, C, D. We only use A and B. So for A, you're reading the top here. This is adjusting A. So over here, I'm adjusting kick on fader A. Another example would be on A, I'm adjusting rich EG, which is electric guitar. But if I go to layer B, I'm adjusting the yellow mic because yellow is on the bottom here. So A is rich EG and B is yellow. Over here, fader A would be Scott acoustic and B would be Todd's mic. So that's how that works. And then you really are just adjusting to what sounds good to you. Usually when you're dealing with singers, you want the person who's singing the melody to be up louder than the person singing the harmony. And then over here, these knobs, these are our gain control. Gain is just an extra volume boost. Usually, I don't like to put the fader more louder than 0. If I need to turn it up, this is when I'm going to turn the gain up. Likewise, if I get usually below 25, then I'm going to usually try and turn the gain down. So I want to try and keep the fader between 25 and 0. And if I need to go above that or below that, I'm adjusting the gain over here. And that's pretty much how this works. This is basically just copying what you're seeing here. That's all this is. Okay, so now that we have most of this set up, we're going to open OBS. OBS is our streaming service. This is what sends our live feed out to Facebook, YouTube, whatever. So over here, I'm going to go to profile, and I'm going to change this to FBC Jacksonville. Engage also has a profile, so I'm going to make sure I'm on the right profile. And then I should be able to go start streaming right then and there, and it will stream automatically through our Subsplash system to Facebook and to YouTube. And you shouldn't have to touch anything from here. So as long as you're seeing a feed through OBS, you're good to go. Everything else happens through our video switcher and through the stream deck here. Now, basic video streaming or video switcher skills. In red is our program. Program is what's going out to the live stream. Green is preview. So green is previewing what you're gonna what's your next shot. So right now camera 1 is live and camera 2 is next. If I want to switch to camera 6, I'd push 6, and now 6 is in preview. As you can see, it changes here. There's 2, there's 6. And if I want to fade transition, I go to auto over here. And as you can see, it fade transition. And now 6 is live and 1 is in preview. If I want to go back, I hit auto again, it fades back. If I just want a quick cut transition, I click cut, you can see it switches right away. Boom, boom, real quick. So there's two types of transitions. You have the fade and you have the cut. So depending on personal preference, you may want to use a different one at a different time. It's totally personal preference. Okay, so to adjust the camera, let's see, I'm going to put camera 1 in program here. On our stream deck, we have arrow keys. We have left, up, down, and right. And we have zoom in and zoom out. Those are the main buttons we need to use here. So I can zoom in, as you can see it zooms in. I can zoom out, it zooms out, up, down, left, right, right, there it goes. These are all just robot controlled cameras, and we're just controlling them here. If I click the up here, it's going to switch it to camera 2. So now if I switch to camera 2, you can see now I'm controlling camera 2, up, down, camera 3, up, down, so 4, 5, 6, we have 6 cameras. Over here, I'm going to switch back to camera 1. In red, we have all of our recall keys. These are basically presets. So right here it says recall podium. So it's going to zoom in on the podium. This is useful for if the pastor's preaching. I can just click this one button and it's going to zoom right to the podium. If I want a wide view, I can recall stage wide. It goes back to that wide shot that we had. And all these other presets. So we have recall Mimi, it says, recall Rebecca. It's just pointing to where that person would be standing. So during sound check or on a Wednesday night rehearsal, you can go in and you can adjust these. So that's a basic understanding of how we use our Stream Deck to control our cameras. And then basically once you have all these presets set, it's basically just pushing buttons. So I want to go back to my wide shot, so I go there. And then also, I'm not sure if this is like a rule or not, but I think you should switch to a camera and then adjust the camera that's not live. So for example, if I want to adjust camera 4, I'm going to go to camera 4, I'm going to put it in preview, and then adjust it. And then switch it to camera 4. Then I go to camera 2 and adjust it, and then switch to camera 2. That way, you're not seeing the camera move or whatever adjust on the live stream. You're just seeing different transitions. So that's a basic understanding of how the video switcher works. Yeah. And then this person is adjusting audio, and they're seeing exactly what you're seeing. If they want a full view of just the program, if they don't need to see all of this information, you go back to our ATEM control, and you go to outputs. This is output 1, this is output 2. So I'm going to go to output 1, and I'm going to set it to program. And that's just going to make it a full screen of what the program is. If they want to see something different, if they want to see that multi-view, then I'm going to go down here to multi-view. And that switches it back to the multi-view there. And same thing with camera 2, you can set this to whatever you want. You can set it to a specific camera. If you want camera 5, there's our drum shot, whatever. So I'm going to put this back on multi-view, just like that. And if you ever want to adjust the multi-view, you go down here to settings, and you go to multi-view, and then you can change some of this stuff. So usually, sometimes I like our recording status, and I like our streaming status. So this tells us if we're recording to a disc, we'll have that plugged into the USB-C port on the back of this Blackmagic A10 Mini Extreme, and then it tells us how much storage is left on the hard drive, how many hours and minutes of recording space we have left. And then our streaming status is when we click on air for the stream, it tells us our streaming status, if it's good, if it's lagging, or whatever. And if you want to change that back, we put it back to Pro Presenter, and we put this back to audio status. It's personal preference, whatever you want. Honestly, at the end of the day, I would put it back to this because this is how they have it set. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We don't really do anything streaming with the Blackmagic design because, like I said earlier, everything goes through OBS. So all your streaming stuff is going to be here. And you should just have to click start streaming and then stop streaming. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That is our live stream audio setup here at First Baptist Church Eagle Point. Hopefully this video was helpful. Thanks.